Welcome to the Valareso Capital community, where we discuss the stock market and trading strategies to become a consistently profitable trader and investor. Hey traders, welcome back to Valareso Capital. On today's video, we're gonna take a look at the market update, and we're also gonna take a look at the weekly watch list. Remember guys that this video is for informational purposes only, is based just on my personal opinion and is not financial advice. And now that you're here guys in the channel, welcome back. Remember to subscribe to the channel, that way more people are gonna get access to the information available here, and also you're gonna be able to have all the videos as soon as they are available in the channel. So let's just jump here into the market action. It was actually a pretty volatile week, and of course we have to remember that it was options expiration week, and we tend to see these range bound moves, right? We tend to go to the top of the range, then we go back to the bottom of the range, and it's actually pretty common to see all of these kind of movements, basically because we have so many options expiring. There's a lot of movement to get those options to expire worthless, so we tend to see this chop in options expiration week. I remember one of my early mentors, he taught me that in options expiration week, when it looks the best, it's time to short, and when it looks the worst, it's time to buy. But of course that's applicable to that week, and at the end it's just a saying, but sometimes it's actually pretty helpful, right? On Thursday you can see right here that we had a pretty strong move to the upside, and the breadth indicators in the Nasdaq composite and also on the NYSE composite were actually looking pretty bullish. So let's just take a look at that. So if we jump into the breadth indicators, you can see right here that I have the ones for the Nasdaq composite, and you can see that those were pretty positive. And if we jump to the NYSE composite, you can see also that those were pretty positive and basically stayed positive in the top of the range for the entire day. So it was actually a pretty good bull trap. It was actually a pretty amazing bull trap because it got a lot of people excited about what could possibly be a retest of these highs. And remember guys that last week, the roadmap for last week was actually looking for a continuation to the upside and looking for that rally. And basically we got that rally only going into Thursday, and of course on Friday when we had the gap down on the SPY, right? The chart that we're looking right now is the SPY. You can see that we got the gap down, and then of course we ended up trading back below that 50 daily moving average and back below this 21 exponential moving average. So basically this just once again confirms that we are trading in just a very big range, and that for now, if we just take a look at the anchor VWAP that we have from this low right here, you can see that this anchor VWAP was holding this entire move to the upside. So you can see that buyers were supporting this level of demand, and now sellers they were able to close the price back below the level of demand. So this chart right now is suggesting that sellers are in control and that we might see a continuation to the downside. So let's create a roadmap of what could be our expectation for next week. Remember guys that the purpose of the channel is to create a roadmap just for next week. We don't want to predict what are going to be the movements going into December, going into January, going into next month, whatever. We don't want to do that. We just want to take a look at what the price is telling us, and then create a high probability thesis of what we think might happen next week. So right now, just taking a look at the SPY right here, sellers are in control. So any bounce, right, any rally into that declining 21 exponential moving average is most likely going to be an opportunity to take a short all the way to this 440 level that we have in the chart. You can also see right here that we have a gap that we actually closed it on this day right here, but this gap tends to act as a gap support. So I think that will be a really easy target for next week if we happen to get a little bit of a bounce into that declining 21 exponential and then a continuation to the downside. But of course, it's very possible that we only get just a candle that continues to move to the downside. That will be the first target. And the only way to invalidate a short thesis in the market is if we get a close back above this 50 daily moving average. That for now, that just looks like a really low probability scenario. So any rally is probably gonna be a really nice opportunity to short the SPY going into next week. So that's gonna be the roadmap based on the spiders. And if we take a look at some other very important indexes that a lot of people take a look at, for example, we can take a look at the equal weighted ETF for the S&P 500. We can see right here that we continue to be very bearish, right? We try to poke above that 21 exponential moving average. We got rejected, and now you can see that perhaps we want to retest this 200 daily moving average, maybe even break it and go back all the way to this level of support, which is somewhere around 145. You can also see that my indicators right here continue to be negative. This is the trend oscillator. And also on the MACD, you can see that we try to poke above, the momentum tried to go above the zero line, but now we're back below that zero line, meaning that we don't have that much fuel to continue to have higher prices in the indexes. So that's for the equal weighted S&P 500. So just by looking at it, it seems that the part of this resistance continues to be to the downside, and that's the way that I want to play it. And if we take a look at some of the mega caps, right, we can take a look at Apple here. And the thing with Apple and most of the mega caps is that these charts are looking pretty bearish, right? You can see right here that Apple had a huge gap to the downside. We continue to hold for now this channel of support. But the fact that we haven't been able to make any considerable bounce from this level, right? We tried right here, but then the bounces just continue to get sold into this anchor VWAP from this level right here, which basically means that sellers are in control. So I wouldn't be surprised if Apple has a test of that 200 daily moving average below price. And remember that Apple is one of the biggest stock, is the biggest stock in the market. So it has a really high weight impact on the S&P 500. So Apple is looking pretty bearish. And if we take a look at some of the other mega caps, right, we can take a look at Nvidia. Netflix is also looking bearish. You can take a look at all the mega caps that I tend to take a look at, right? Meta, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google, Tesla, Microsoft. All of them are looking pretty bearish, right? There's nothing bullish about this, right? I was actually looking for a possible bounce in Nvidia at this 50 daily moving average level. But you can see right now that we confirmed that move to the downside. Momentum never confirmed the possibility of a move to the upside in Nvidia. And now we're just getting that confirmation to the downside. So Nvidia is actually looking like a really nice short opportunity if we happen to get any rallies into these anchor VWAPs that we have right here. At these levels, that's going to be a really nice opportunity to short these, and perhaps we're going to retest this 400 level right here, or even lower. So I wouldn't be surprised about that. So let's just jump. That's going to be the market update, guys, which is looking bearish. So let's take a look at some potential setups that I have for next week, and we already take a look at some of them, right? Basically all of them, right? I'm going to be taking a look at the SPY, Nvidia, Apple. I'm just going to try to keep it pretty simple, shorting these mega caps and the indexes. It tends to be the easier trade to take when you're trying to short. Let's take a quick look at the QQQs, which is going to be pretty similar to the SPY. So let me just jump quickly into this chart. And you can see right here that the Qs are looking a little bit stronger than the SPY because we continue to hold that very important anchor VWAP. If you recall what we just saw in the spiders, you can see that the anchor VWAP in the spider was already broken, but the Qs continue to hold that level, meaning that we have a slight, well, I want to say slight, but we continue to see buyers in control for now. Any close below this anchor VWAP right here will be a huge confirmation that buyers are no longer in control, and then the first target is going to be this 364 level right here in the Qs. So for now, I think that if you want to short the Qs, the easier way to short it is in any rally to that 50 daily moving average and that 21, right? Any slight bounce into that level will be the opportunity to take a short in the Qs, and then you can keep your stop at the top of this candle if you want to give it a little bit of room. I think that will be a really nice high probability setup going into next week. And then I do have other potential setups. Let me just show you if you want to take a look at this. I do have plug, right? I have plug, I have ABGO. and I do have PLTR. So I do think that these are looking nice, as nice shorting opportunities. We can take a look at them pretty quickly. Let me just make this a little bit smaller. But you can see right here that plug is looking like a short opportunity. We are right here at that 21 exponential moving average wave. You can see that momentum is right at that middle line, meaning that it is a resistance. And we do see that the MACD is above 0, meaning that we could see a little bit of chop, or perhaps even if this goes down, perhaps we're not going to take these lows here. So that could be an opportunity for a quick short next week. PLTR is one of my favorites. This one is looking pretty bearish. You can see that PLTR was just unable to get above that 50 daily moving average. And then you can see that momentum is dropping back below 0. If you are a student of the squeeze, you can see that we have a squeeze, and any move below this anchor VWAP right here will be a really nice opportunity to perhaps catch a move all the way to 13. So that's gonna be for PLTR. And then if we wanna take a quick look at ABGO, this one is just trading in a huge base, right? You can see right here that we have this gap in ABGO. So don't be surprised if we get a trip all the way back down into this area, right? Remember that when a stock gaps to the upside, we tend to see sometimes we tend to see accumulation or distribution in very huge bases. If you're an investor, there's not much edge in those moves. But if you're a trader and if you're just looking to catch these pops, there's a lot of opportunity both to the upside and to the downside, right? Perhaps you're going to be able to catch a pop from here to here. That will be a really nice trade, right? If you're looking to swing trade. So a lot of opportunities to the downside right now. I just wouldn't focus on the upside. We perhaps have some pockets of strength, right? Like Rivian. Rivian was a very interesting name. But you can see right here that this is starting to look like an ascending pattern. So any break below the low that we had on Friday will probably trigger a lot of stops. So if you're looking to be long some of these names, just remember to have your stops pretty tight. Remember to manage risk, because if the path of least resistance of the spiders and also the equal weighted is to the downside, then the probability of playing bullish setups, it just goes down, right? So remember that. So that's gonna be it for the video, guys. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. I will see you on future videos. Have an amazing weekend. Take care and bye bye.